On the busy streets of Los Angeles, Aaron pushed his small snack cart into position as the city rushed around him. As a black single father, every morning began with purpose. He sold chips, cold drinks, and homemade snacks, knowing each sale helped provide stability for his young daughter. Aaron's life had narrowed to simple priorities. Wake early, prepare the cart, walk his daughter to school, then work until sunset. The noise of traffic and voices blended into routine. He found dignity in honest work, even when people passed without noticing him at all. That afternoon, the sidewalk was crowded with office workers and tourists. Aaron focused on serving customers quickly, keeping prices fair and his manner polite. He barely looked up, counting change and restocking items, determined not to lose momentum during peak hours. A well-dressed woman appeared near the cart, standing out immediately. Her tailored suit, confident posture, and calm presence contrasted sharply with the hurried crowd. She lingered longer than most, watching Aaron closely, as if waiting for something more than snacks. Aaron noticed her only briefly. He assumed she was another customer, deciding what to order. Without looking directly at her, he greeted her politely and continued serving others. His attention stayed fixed on his work, not on faces or fashion. The woman tried again to get his attention, stepping slightly closer. She spoke softly, but the street noise swallowed her words. Aaron nodded absently, thinking she was asking about prices. He handed a drink to another customer and kept moving. To Aaron, distractions were dangerous. Every minute mattered. His daughter needed school supplies, groceries, and stability. He had learned not to pause for anything that didn't clearly demand his attention. Survival had taught him focus more than curiosity. The woman studied him with a strange mix of patience and emotion. She didn't seem annoyed or offended. Instead, there was familiarity in her eyes, as if she were looking at someone from a distant chapter of her life she never forgot. Years earlier, Aaron had helped a stranger during one of the hardest moments of his own life. He barely remembered it now, just a brief act of kindness, during a time when kindness was all he had to give. He never expected anything in return. Life had moved on quickly after that day. Bills, responsibility, and fatherhood filled every space in his mind. The past became a blur, stored away behind long workdays and quiet nights, helping his daughter with homework. The woman shifted closer again, now standing directly in front of the cart. Aaron finally looked up, momentarily surprised by her calm confidence. Still, recognition didn't come. To him, she was just another well-dressed stranger in a city full of them. He offered her a menu with a polite smile and asked what she would like. His tone was respectful but distant. He had no idea that his refusal to notice her was slowly unraveling. Something important inside her. From her perspective, this moment felt surreal. The man who once showed her compassion without knowing her name now couldn't see past his responsibilities. Instead of feeling insulted, she felt humbled, realizing how unchanged his character truly was. As customers thinned and the afternoon sun lowered, the woman remained. Aaron returned to restocking, unaware that the past stood inches away from him. He didn't know that his simple focus, the same trait that kept his family alive, was about to reconnect him with a moment that would change everything. As she stepped closer, the woman lowered her voice and whispered, "Remember, it's me." Aaron's hands froze mid-motion, a bottle half lifted from the cart. The noise of Los Angeles seemed to fade as her words settled in his chest, heavy and unfamiliar, yet strangely warm. He looked up again, truly this time. Her eyes held something deeper than confidence, recognition, gratitude, and emotion carefully controlled. Suddenly, a memory cracked open in his mind, one he hadn't revisited in years but had never fully forgotten. He remembered a rainy night outside a hospital years ago when he himself had been struggling. A woman sat alone on the curb, shaken, her phone dead, her driver gone. Aaron had shared his umbrella, listened without questions, and stayed until help arrived. Back then, she'd been just another human in pain. He hadn't known her name, her status, or her power. He only knew she needed help, and he had time and kindness to give. After that night, life had rushed forward without pause. Now, standing before him in designer clothes and quiet authority, she nodded slowly as his expression changed. "You didn't ask who I was," she said softly. "You didn't want anything. That night changed how I saw people, and myself." Aaron swallowed hard, memories aligning with the face in front of him. He felt embarrassed for not recognizing her sooner, but she shook her head gently. "That's exactly why I came," she said. "You're still the same man." She explained who she was now, a billionaire CEO, a woman whose name moved markets and whose decisions shaped thousands of lives. Yet she spoke without pride, almost as if those titles were less important than the moment unfolding between them. She told him she had searched for him quietly, over years, wanting to thank him properly. When she finally found him selling snacks, focused on his daughter and his work, she waited to see if success had ever been what motivated him. Aaron listened silently, his chest tight. He explained his life simply, his daughter, the cart, the routine. He said he never expected anything from helping people. "That night," he said, "I was just doing what felt right." The woman's eyes filled with tears. She told him that after meeting him years ago, she changed how she led, how she treated people, how she defined success. "You reminded me of who I wanted to be before the world hardened me." She then made an offer, not as charity but as partnership. She wanted to help Aaron expand his business, fund his daughter's education, and give him the freedom he had never asked for. Not because he needed saving, but because he deserved opportunity. Aaron hesitated, thinking of pride and fear. She placed a hand on the cart and said, "You don't lose dignity by accepting what's offered in respect." Her words carried the same quiet sincerity he remembered from that rainy night. By the time the sun dipped behind the buildings, the sidewalk felt different. Not louder, not richer, just clearer. Aaron packed up his cart, knowing tomorrow would look different, not because of money, but because kindness had finally returned to him. As they parted, the woman smiled and said, "You changed my life once, without knowing. Let me do the same now." Aaron watched her walk away, then looked at his cart and smiled softly. That night, as he hugged his daughter, Aaron realized something powerful. No matter how far life stretches people apart, true character always finds its way back. Sometimes whispered, sometimes unexpected, but always right on time.